Well, it's about time we talked about Speedweeks, isn't it? I'm NASCAR Hub back with another video. I posted like crazy over Speedweeks. I gained a lot of clout from those videos, so thank you everyone who subscribed. And thank you everyone who for looking at and watching my content. It means a lot. But yeah, Speedweeks were full of controversy and chaos. And we have a lot to go over here. So let's get straight to the point. So first, I want to talk about NASCAR's inconsistency because over Speed Weeks, it so inconsistent, so consistently inconsistent. Because in the duels, in Duel 2, we didn't let them race to the line. Would have been a nice photo finish. Eric Jones would have got the win, but instead, Austin Cindric does. And yeah, that sparked a lot of controversy, and most fans thought that it was a stupid decision to put the caution out coming to the line in the tri-oval, because in the 2007 Daytona 500, almost the exact same scenario played out without the flip, and there was no caution thrown there, and if there was, that finish would just lose all of its prestige and all of its popularity. No one would be talking about that finish if it ended under caution. But then the Daytona 500 is they let them race back to green while they wrecked on the backstretch, like almost half the field was gone. There was no competition coming to the flag. So very inconsistent calls. Over the entire weekend, not a single race finished under green, except for the Daytona 500. I mean, the truck race, the ARCA race, the Xfinity race, those were all chaotic. And of course they're gonna end under caution. But yeah. Let's talk about the truck race really quick. Actually, no, let's talk about the duels really quick. The duels were they were a lot more important this year than they had the past few years, because you have guys like Justin Allgaier, you have Martin Truex. I mean, Truex and Jimmy locked in on speed, but you have Helio Castroneves, you have Allgaier, but that kind of lost everything when NASCAR announced a new rule of letting, I forgot what exactly the rule is called, but Helio Castroneves being allowed just in the Daytona 500, like a guaranteed in. That kind of just made it meaningless, if I'll say. But we had Alfredo, we had Justin Allgaier, we had Cody Ware, Corey LaJoy, not Cody Ware, Corey LaJoy, a lot of drivers racing their way in. But it wasn't really contested that much because Jimmy and Truex and Helio Castroneves, which were a few of the biggest names that were trying to race their way into the Daytona 500, didn't really need to try all that hard. I mean, Jimmy and Truex had to try a little hard because of qualifying, but they got in on speed, so the duels didn't really matter. But Justin Allgaier gets in. That was a very heartwarming moment for to see Junior Motorsports having success at the Cup level. And they bring it home for a decent finish, too. I can't remember. I think it was maybe a top 15 finish. So that was really good for their team. Let's talk about the truck race now. Honestly, I was not paying much attention to the truck race. I do know it was pretty chaotic, though. I mean, we had a few wrecks here and there. It was not bad. When I was watching the race, like, very intently, it did look like it was really good racing. But, again, a very controversial finish with just Parker Kligerman and Corey Heim, because Parker Kligerman failed heights post-race and got disqualified, and then Corey Heim won. So that was... It seems like NASCAR doesn't want Parker Kligerman to have anything nice, because in the Roval, the Xfinity race last year, the playoffs, he was literal inches away from the finish line. We all know, and the caution comes out. That was one of NASCAR's stupidest calls of probably the past few years. But, yeah, Parker Kligerman wins it, but then Corey Heim wins it. So that's all I can really remember from that. The next day, we had probably the most chaotic day. Saturday was very chaotic for ARCA and Xfinity. we had 8 cautions in Xfinity and a bunch of cautions in ARCA. I can't remember how many cautions we had in ARCA, but we had a few. And there's a few big wrecks, too. There was there's 2 off of turn 4 with pretty hard hits. And then there was 1 off turn 2 on the backstretch where I don't know who it was, but it just kept having hard hits. I mean, he hit the outside wall, hit the inside wall, hit someone, and then hit the inside wall again really hard. So that was a very scary accident. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention in the duels, we had Chandler Smith have a really hard hit, but then he toughened it out and went to go race in the truck race and the Xfinity race. Actually, no, not the Xfinity race, but the truck race, yeah. The ARCA race, Tony Breidinger, in the ARCA race, that was probably the biggest, like, storylines. I mean, we had 50,000 viewers on a live stream from Cletus McFarland was his name. We had a NASCAR live streamed his onboard, and it got up to 50,000 viewers. I don't think you guys understand how many viewers that is. I have never had a video with that many viewers. I doubt that NASCAR's even had a live stream with that many viewers. It's a lot of people. A lot of people know Cletus McFarland, and he's very, very popular, and probably almost half of his fans, or more than half of his fans, were in that live stream. So a really good clout for NASCAR, and Cletus McFarland said he's going to be back for Talladega, so he adds a lot of personality to the garage, and I can't wait to see him back on track, because he is one heck of a fella. On to the Xfinity race. Again, I wasn't paying much attention because I thought it was just going to be a hill domination show again, like we've had the past 3 years, so I wasn't watching it too intently. I watched the ARCA race probably more intently than I did that, to be honest. But the Xfinity race had a lot of good racing. The entire weekend around has been a lot of good racing, but the Xfinity Series, it always puts on a good show. And coming to the line, Jesse Love wins it. RCR teammate, Austin Hill, big storyline coming into the race, obviously. Is he going to go 4 in a row? Is he going to win at Daytona again? Oh. And he has mechanical issues and goes to the garage and he's out. So that's pretty big storyline. Jesse Love gets it done, and Hill's Daytona dominance is put to rest. But I still have him as my prediction for Atlanta. The predictions video will be out in maybe a few days. Hey, guess what? It is the Daytona 500 time. Rain. No, still rain. Oh, hey, we're green again. But yes, the Daytona 500 got a 4-hour rain delay. 4 hours. I thought for sure they were just going to push it to the next day, but that would be kind of pointless. But yeah, a very, very long rain delay for... I think it actually got close to 5 hours. But they did go green flag racing again. They did a few pace laps, went under a caution or a red flag again, and Kyle Larson went to the bathroom. But then they got green again, and it went all the way to the finish, boys. We had a very, very big and scary wreck with Ryan Preece. I will get to that in a minute, but let's just talk about more. The race was absolutely amazing. I mean, I love it when I love night Daytona because the track races so much differently at night than it does during the daytime. I would, if I made the schedule, I would have the Daytona 500 be the same starting time as the Coke 400. Because night Daytona is just so much more better, and the racing produced by it is just amazing. It also causes a lot of big wrecks, too. But other than that, it is good racing. It's like we got 3-wide racing, like the super speedways with the next gen. Chef's kiss. Absolutely amazing. 4-wide at Talladega for multiple laps, and 3-wide at Daytona every time we go. Gen 6 could never. Maybe the COT and the Gen 4, but the Gen 6, nope. Well, we were going to get to it eventually. Ryan Preece does a backflip on the backstretch. Ryan Preece and Daytona are just two things that just do not mix. They just don't. Because, as everyone knows, Ryan Preece flipped at the 2023 Coke 400, also at nighttime, also on the backstretch, also with 5 laps to go. Weird coincidence right there. But a lot more violent then. I'm glad it wasn't like a full tumble or anything. But he got up in the air, and he was in the air for a long while. The car turned a little bit, and it flipped. And Ryan Preece said in his hair, I'll just play the clip really quick.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the right thing to say right now is, but I think the thing I want to say as a father, as a racer, is we keep beating on a door, hoping for a different result. And I think we know where there's a problem at super speedways. So I don't want to be the example of when it finally does get somebody. I don't want it to be me. I got a 2-year-old daughter, and just like a lot of us, we have families. So something needs to be done, because cars lifting off the ground like that, I mean, that felt honestly worse than Daytona in 23. So I don't know.
When you say it felt worse, like the hit was worse, or just
everything about it
being
everything about that.
Vertical.
Airborne, heading towards the fence. I mean, it's not a good place to be in. So honestly, with a hit like that, a head-on impact, I don't really think it should have gone airborne, right? So I'm just not very, very happy. But ultimately, I think the thing I want to say is we had a really fast car. It's just you can only do so much when everybody stacks up. So, I'm safe, just frustrated.
I like the analogy he used with like the bottom of the cars being completely flat, and like this diffuser does not help at all. Saying it was like a piece of plywood on like a windy day, it makes a lot of sense, because that's how easy the cars do get up in the air. And I do believe that NASCAR needs to do something to keep the cars on the ground. They've tried everything they can. I mean, obviously cars are going to find ways to flip, obviously, but they need to do a better job at keeping the cars on the ground, and they need to make some changes maybe to the body of the next gens too, because Ryan Preece hit Christopher Bell and just absolutely launched, and did a wheelie for a while, and then turned and blew over, which was the rear diffuser's fault for the blowover part, because that car should have went back up down on the ground. NASCAR needs to make some changes, and make some changes quick. Some controversial wreck with Logano and Ricky Stenhouse. I'm not going to have any comments on that, because everyone has a different opinion on that right now. And then we had William Byron going back to back. As you can see, I dabble in a little Byron nation, but yeah, very big moment there for William Byron. Going back to back at Daytona, I can only imagine the feeling. That only happens like once in a while. It happened to Denny Hamlin once. I have no idea when the last one was besides Denny Hamlin. So, very special for him. I don't want to see Byron keep winning the Daytona 500. I mean, I would love it, but we do need a variety of winners. A lot of people saying William Byron backed into that win, but it's really not. I mean, whenever we go to Daytona, there's a little bit of luck involved for whoever wins, obviously. But William Byron, he got through all the wrecks. He got shuffled back to the field that one time, but he got through all the wrecks and was able to make it work. So I'm not going to say it was a Mickey win, because it really wasn't. And anyone who says that is kind of just stupid. Jimmy Johnson comes home third. Big storyline there. I mean, that's his best finish in years, literal years. So it's great to see him performing good. It's great to see him performing good. You could also say that's a little luck, yeah, but it's good to see him get a good finish, a podium. Maybe we'll see him back in victory lane. I don't know. I mean, this is probably his last season in Cup from doing anything at all. But yeah, it'd be pretty badass to see him get a win. Which probably won't happen, but we can only pray. So that's about it for me. That's all I've got to say. Oh wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's time for. I still don't have a name for it. I'm gonna give this race weekend an 8.6. I'm giving it an 8.6. I really enjoyed the weekend. I enjoyed all the racing. I know it was chaotic. I know it was controversial. I know it was chaotic, but yeah, it gets a solid 8.6. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'm sorry that you guys had to listen to me talk for, 10 minutes, wasting your time. But again, thank you everybody for liking my posts and watching them. Just even playing them just once just helps a lot. Seeing a lot of my videos gaining a lot of more success lately. So thank you everyone for supporting me. And I hope to go even further. Maybe make it to 1,000. I don't know. That's my goal for right now. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.